So first thing you're going to want to do is remove your tire. The second thing we're going to do is remove the fender liner here. You can see there are 3 bolts.
Phillips.
They are Phillips.
Screws.
First thing you're going to want to do is remove your tire. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the fender liner. It's held on by 3 screws, Phillips size. You can see them there.
And a ton of clips.
And a ton of clips.
Clips. Okay. Now,
All right. So we're finished removing the fender liner here. It's important to make sure that you get all the clips out.
there's 3 clips on the bottom.
Okay, we've still got 3 clips on the bottom there.
No, we got them off.
All right.
But you got to make sure you get them off. So take the
Yeah, so if we take a look here, you can see all along the top. That's exactly where all the clips are. It will be pretty intuitive once you start doing it. Just,
on the bottom.
and you've got clips on the bottom here as well. Cool. You're good to go. So guys, what we're doing here, you can actually see the stock electronic boost controlled solenoid right here. There's a 10mm bolt, and we're just going to loosen that up. All right, there we go, guys.
Disconnect the harness.
Yeah, so then we're going to disconnect the harness. Hopefully you guys can see that right here.
Not visible?
No, it's good.
Shit, I can't.
So guys, next thing we're going to do is disconnect that harness. Perfect. So guys, I'm going to try to get a better angle for you here. So we're going to pull off the second clamp here.
Both clamps are off.
Both are off.
Now we gotta get these hoses off.
And next thing to do is pull off the hoses.
One.
So it's one hose off.
Yeah, this one's tight. Jeez.
Oh, sorry, man.
Took it right now. Shouldn't. Clamps do nothing on these cars. It's like halfway off.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know.
Nice. Right, guys, so as you can see, it's a huge pain in the ass to get some of these these hoses off.
The original one?
Yeah, that's the OEM hose. That's with the clamp removed. But we did end up getting that second hose off there.
There's a clip here. Do you see that clip?
Yeah, so if you guys can see that, there's
You need
one more clip there.
like a set of pliers to push it in to pop it out like that.
And there we go.
And that's the old one.
So that's the old one. We're going to be replacing it with this brand new N75 race valve. And we're just going to cut this video and we'll do a second one for the installation. Okay guys, so here we go with the new N75 race valve. We're just going to get it prepped for install here.
Turbo hooks up to this port.
So if you can't hear Daniel there, that's turbo on that bottom port there.
And wastegate goes to here.
And then wastegate on the top.
So we're going to use the install kit.
Okay, so we're going to use the install kit with the brand new clamps.
You have to tighten it all the way down
Yeah, and you want to make sure this is completely tightened all the way down.
until the clamp won't tighten no more. You'll see.
Yeah. So you want to make sure this is as tight as possible. Like keep cranking until this clamp literally does not tighten any further.
Exactly. And then, as we can see, as hard as you can pull, the hose will not move.
Yeah, so that hose is right on there. Perfect. So
Purple side.
Yeah, so purple side, second hose is going to go on here, same as
Side.
the other one. Oh, sorry, did I say? Right, guys, so here we are again. We're prepping the new N75 race valve. Right now, we're doing the wastegate brass fitting. So we've put a piece of hose on there that come in the kit. We've tightened the clamp down on the furthest side of that, and now we're just going to do the brass fitting side. Again, with these hoses and these clamps, you want to make sure they're as tight as humanly possible.
Yeah.
There you go.
Once they are, you can see the hose stretch.
Yeah. So that's perfectly fit on there.
Yeah, it's not gonna move.
And then again, we're just going to do that on the other side. So guys, we're just finalizing the last clamp here, and
super tight.
And so you can see how tight those clamps are. They're absolutely close to their maximum. And you want to make sure yours are like that too.
Because then you can't pull it off.
So yeah, that's solidly on there.
This line if you want.
Yeah, so guys, so what we're talking about here is before you go to put on your new N75 race valve, you can see the two remaining hoses. They are pretty long. You can cut these a little bit shorter because we've got some extension with the new brass fittings and the hoses on the new electronic boost control solenoid. The other thing we want to mention is that it does come with some grease packets. You'll want to use those on the nipples before connecting into the OEM hoses. Just to ensure that you actually get a good connection there.
Stuff. Tire shine is basically silicone.
Okay, yeah, so we're actually using tire shine right here, but you want to use the supplied grease packets. So next up here, we're actually going to attach the new solenoid into the existing hoses. I'm just going to try to get into the car here, give you guys a good angle of this.
Yeah, so this hose goes forward into this guy. There you go. So that's in.
So which hose is that?
This is the wastegate. That's a turbo. Sorry, turbo.
Okay, so right now we've got the turbo hooked up.
Now we gotta put the clamp on.
And we're just reusing the OEM clamps here, right?
Yep. Exactly. This hose is, or the brass fittings are really tight. So after a few heat cycles, it's going to be just like it was before. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
Yep. There you go. That's one. Other guy's back here. Get this guy on.
So next up here, this is the hose for the wastegate. And same deal, we're just gonna...
The hose for the wastegate has the little filter here.
Oh, okay, so that's a way that you can identify it, is the wastegate will have a filter on the hose.
And again, the wastegate hooks up. Look at the valve, how it is.
Yeah.
Pureberg on the side. This is the part going up. Turbo inlet is the part by the connector.
Perfect. And then same deal here, we're just gonna get that hose on there nice and tight, and then we'll throw a clamp on, and then we'll go to remounting it.
Almost there.
So guys, we're almost done here on the just connecting it, so you can see how that's set. And we're gonna get that clamp tightened up.
That's it.
And that's it. So we're gonna stop here, and then we're gonna move on to the remounting process.
Yep.
Okay guys, so we are on the second last step of this replacement here. So what we're doing is we're remounting the bracket onto the original electronic boost control solenoid mount. That is one 10mm bolt that we had to remove and then that we're going to replace here. It is extremely awkward to get your hand in there, even if you're doing it from the bottom. From the top, it's almost, you know, it's not a pleasant thing to do. I did want to give a shout out to Daniel here, who's doing this for me, because my engine is smoking hot right now, and he's still still going ahead with this. And it's like 33 degrees outside, so thanks a lot, man.
No worries. All right, now we're tightening up with the wrench.
Yeah, so as you can see, we've got it hand tight in there. We're going to grab the wrench and we're just going to secure it to the mount.
I can't see. Okay, so guys,
what you can see here is we've actually got the bolt snug onto the bracket.
It's not tight yet, though.
But it's not tightened. So what we're doing is we're going to straighten it out after you've got it at least snug enough that it's not going to fall off. And then once you've got it straightened out, you can actually go ahead and fully tighten it on.
But you have to hold the valve with one hand as you tighten.
Yeah, so what Daniel's saying here is that he's actually going to hold the valve.
See, one hand is behind the bracket. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, so you can see here he's got one hand behind the valve and then one tightening it. And this is just to make sure that it continues to be straight as we tighten it on here. This is pretty important. You don't want it to be at an awkward angle.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's it. We're tightened.
So now set up a connector.
All right, guys. So we had to go run and grab another zip tie here, but this is the second zip tie, and as you can see, we just zip tied it to itself. This is going to stop that free range of motion that's going to end up smacking into the engine block and possibly into the belt here. So that's it. We are completed with the installation. We're going to go ahead and after this replace the fender liner again, put that back on, set the tire back on, then we're going to take it for a spin.